This work is detailed in a paper titled Learning from Family Mysteries, Accounting for Untold Stories in Family Memory Practices. My name is Jasmine Jones at Berea College, and my co-author is Mark Ackerman at the University of Michigan. Family memory is a form of collective memory that is composed primarily of stories from and about family members. Historically, in Western cultures, sharing memories through family storytelling is a significant way that generations connect and create a sense of shared identity over time. Family stories convey important information to each generation about their shared history. They give insight into the character and lives of previous generations, and they explain family relationships, traditions, and practices. When these stories cannot be told, invaluable information is lost, and present family members can be disconnected from their history, heritage, and ancestors. Given the importance of family stories, we wondered, why do family stories go untold? As designers of technologies for family memory, we can develop increasingly powerful and nuanced devices and platforms to better capture and preserve family stories. However, we believe that to fully support family storytelling as a practice, we need to understand why family stories are not always passed down. To answer these questions, we conducted a story tour where we asked people from a range of backgrounds and ages to tell us about some family stories that were important to them and about their experiences in telling the stories and learning about these stories. The findings presented in our paper describe family elders and young people's reflections on non-telling, experiences where important family stories are not told. Stories that were not told made holes in family narratives that were made visible by unanswered questions, taboos, secrets, and conflicting accounts. Here's one such example where Gloria tells why her father did not tell stories about her grandfather in order to protect his identity.
He was a terrible person. And he was a good mechanic, but he was just like a liar, and he was in military prison. A lot of different women thought they were married to him at the same time, and he was uh and my father just hates to talk about that. My father's a minister, or he was a minister, he's retired now. But he took it so personally, the way his father lived, and I never understood why. But and I asked him, and he said, "Well, I don't. I would hate it if people thought about me that way." And I was like, "How could you even think I would think about you that way? You're nothing like him, you know. You're completely different."
Not passing on a story served as a way for storytellers to protect their personal and family identity, as we saw in the example, to exercise discretion about what and how stories should be told, especially ones that contain sensitive information. And it was a way for listeners to show respect and compassion to a storyteller for whom a story might be difficult to tell. Stories might also simply not be told yet, and we outlined ways in the paper that storytellers waited for the interest of their audience and for the readiness and maturity of future generations to tell a story or significant details of a story. The implications of this work for technology designers is that we need to broaden the scope of what we consider to be storytelling. Non-telling is a part of family storytelling, not only a form of disengagement. To fully support family storytelling practices, we argue that designers must make room for silence as a recognized form of participation in technologies for family storytelling. Non-telling cannot be equated to technology non-use. Including silence as a form of engagement will also enable the protective and discretionary purposes of non-telling. It will help to facilitate people finding the right time for telling their stories. And it will help provide signals and signifiers to indicate the intentionality of non-telling and to help distinguish it from unintentional omission or missed opportunities. This will enable future generations to better interpret the stories told and untold that they inherit. You can find full details of this work in our discussion in the paper, and we welcome questions and comments.